What do yoga and qigong have to do with nutrition? I'm Jamie Kowalski, and I teach you how to get the rest of your recovery using practical and easy to understand techniques for your health. I use these methods myself all the time in order to keep my own freedom from alcohol addiction, and they'll work for your ongoing recovery too. So we all know that we need to eat a certain amount of food every day, and there are certain requirements that we have for our nutrition, a certain amount of protein and carbohydrates and healthy fats, if we're eating a quality diet. Although I like the term food choices instead of diet, because a diet is like something that you go on and then you stop for a while and then you go back on it and seesaw and this and that. But food choices is more like a pattern of the things that we do over time, like decisions through our life. Sort of like in recovery, we have to make a lot of ongoing good decisions. It's not like, drink and drug and then get sober and drink and drug and get sober. I mean, I did that a lot. A lot of people do. It's called relapse, and it's not ongoing recovery. So the purpose of Growing Balance, which, by the way, join me over at growingbalance.com if you're not already part of my community. The purpose of Growing Balance is to continue to make good ongoing decisions and choices, especially food choices, and choices in how we practice the other disciplines that I teach. So yoga and qigong, in case you don't know, are ways of moving the body, putting the body in certain positions, gentle movements. Some of them are easy and relaxing, some of them are more challenging physically. They all affect us emotionally and mentally with our hormone system and our brain chemistry. It has to do with meditation and breathing. And these are tools that I'm certified to teach, and there's a lot of different ways that we can do it, just like there's a lot of different foods that we can eat. So, we can go get a simple, salad. We can get, lettuce and tomato and, some carrot. That's 3 things, but that's all vegetables. What about protein? So, I could go do a yoga routine or a class or, a qigong routine that might have certain ingredients in it, just like a salad, but it might not be complete in other ways. With our exercise, we know we need aerobic, we need a little bit of maybe strength training. For those of us that feel called to do that, others may not be in the exercise realm at this time, or it might not work for your body. But that's why I like Qigong and yoga, because the vast majority of bodies can do them, even if it's a body that's not flexible or one that doesn't resonate with going to the gym or doing heavy aerobic training. So that's why I like these techniques. Just like with food, a lot of basic food choices can be made using simple ingredients put together in different ways. There's recipes. We can get really complicated with a recipe and have this 20 list of herbs and spices and ingredients and fancy things we have to go out and find and buy, and they're hard to get a hold of and hard to use and prepare. And some people are into that, and that's really cool. I love good cooking, but that can take time and it's complicated. Whereas simple, practical recipes, which cover all the nutrition requirements, are much easier for you to implement, aren't they? So when you have a simple list of things to get at the store, and it's easy to prepare, and it's quick, and it still tastes yummy and meets all your nutritional requirements, protein and carbohydrates, healthy fats, all this is the kind of recipe that's easier to fit into your life. And it's also often more cost effective. So that's why I bring you the techniques that I do in simple, bite-sized, practical, easy to implement chunks of learning, just like cooking in a simple way. Sometimes we don't always have time for a full yoga class or a 20 or 30 minute qigong routine or a 20-minute sitting meditation. But you know what? You can pull away from your desk and do a 3-minute meditation. On your coffee break, you could step outside and do a few moments of the lifting the sky qigong routine, which I teach. We can use these methods to get the rest of our recovery in small bite-sized pieces throughout the day. Sometimes with more time, sometimes with less time, just like sometimes you may want to cook a nice fancier meal with lots of ingredients in a recipe. Sometimes you're in a hurry and you want simple. But either way, that nutrition has to be complete. You have to make those food choices in a way which gets all the basics covered. And so using the body and the mind and the breath in basic practical ways, like with yoga and qigong, and the way that we eat, this is growing balance in our life. This is how and when and where and why do I use the right tool, the right technique, the right method at the right time, so that I can make the next right decision for my ongoing addiction recovery. And you can do this too. It's not complicated. There's a lot to learn, but it's not complicated. That's why I'm here to help translate for you and share with you my years of experience in study and certification in all of these fields so that I can distill it down into bite-sized chunks and hand it to you in a way where, just like a recipe that's easy to implement, easy to fix, and tastes yummy and meets all the nutritional requirements, that's what I want to give you in terms of learning not just about nutrition, which I teach, but also the yoga, the qigong, meditation, breathing, herbal medicine, all these tools, but used in balance. We have to grow our balance. So head on over to growingbalance.com. If you're not already receiving a weekly email from me, I'd love to have you be a part of my community. Simply offer me your email address, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Or facebook.com, search Growing Balance. You can find me there too. I'd love it if you'd like my page, follow me, share some of my posts, spread this knowledge with others in your recovery community, others that you love and care about. But most importantly, give yourself some time to go through the videos, look at, learn, and understand these things that I'm offering you to help you on your recovery path one day at a time, so that you can get the rest of your recovery beyond the steps, beyond the meetings, beyond the books, beyond the counseling maybe, beyond the treatment. These tools and methods that I teach for the rest of your recovery add on top of all that. They're not a replacement for it, but they add to it, and they'll carry you on for the rest of your life like they're doing for me, and that's what I want to share. So I'm so grateful that you spent some time with me today. I hope you're grateful for yourself that you took this time. I know sometimes I kind of ramble on, so I'm glad you're here with me. Head on over to growingbalance.com, and I'll see you next time. Until then, breathe deeply. Gratitude. See you next time. Be well.